Hi everyone and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I am about to share with you a little workshop I did at the San Diego Convention Center home show not too long ago, and it was called My 3 Simple Steps to a Stunning Space, and it was geared to help all the homeowners that were there get some inspiration on how to, define their style, how to make the most out of what they have, and how to start, really start implementing the plan towards having their dream home. And so I want to share that with you. Just to make sure you get the most value out of the workshop, there was a handout that I gave everyone that day, so I've emailed that to you. So just pause for a minute, go check your email, make sure it didn't fall into your junk box, and pull that out so you can follow along. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you leave the workshop with a little more inspiration and direction on how to start creating your dream home. So I'll see you in a bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, now at the innovation stage, Darcy from Simply Stunning Spaces is doing a seminar on 3 simple steps for a simply stunning space. Please come join us.
Thank you. All right. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. I know the Chargers are playing right now, so this is a really big deal that you're here, right? Obviously, we're not all big fans, but like I said, I'm Darcy from Simply Stunning Spaces. Can you hear me okay, or do I need the mic? Okay, I'll use the mic. We have a small boutique design firm downtown here in San Diego on 11th and G. And you can check us out online at simplystunningspaces.net. You can check us out on Yelp or Houzz, read our reviews, do your research on us. Today I just want to talk about 3 simple steps to a stunning space. And what I like to teach everyone is that I find a lot of people are always waiting for that dream home. And what I really truly believe is that you can have your dream home in the home that you're in. So you don't need to wait 5 years or 10 years waiting and saving for that big move or the big house. It's really, I'm going to teach you how you can transform any space into your dream home. So how many of you in the crowd would say you're already living in your dream home? Everything is perfectly designed, you love it, you walk through the door, you're so excited to invite your friends and family over, and you just can't wait to get home. No hands? Okay, good, well you came to the right place. So, step number 1 is the fun part. So everybody's pretty good at the fun part, and I find that finding inspiration is the first place to start. So I always send people to Houzz.com. Who's familiar with Houzz.com already? A couple people, okay. Get familiar with Houzz.com. It's like your best friend when you're getting started on finding inspiration. You can go there and you can browse by rooms. You can browse by living rooms, dining rooms. You can just start searching for things that you like. This is an example of a client I had, Caroline, and I ask all my clients as part of the process to start with an idea book, because I really want to tune into what your style is, what you like, and not necessarily impart my turquoise infusion into your home. I want to find out what it is that you like. So, and part of that process is, just look in general for things that you like, but I find there's specific questions you should be asking yourself when you're searching on Houzz.com. So we want to define your color scheme. So just focus in on what colors make you happy. All my friends know it's turquoise for me. I always have a little bit of turquoise. Turquoise is in my home. It's all over the office. But what's your happy color? So that's what you want to kind of narrow in is what makes you happy. And, that's red, purple, whatever your color is, you'll know it when you see it. And then patterns are a great place to start. I'm always looking for an inspirational piece, and patterns do it for me a lot of times. So pay attention to the patterns that you like. Some people are very specific about what they like, and they're really drawn to whimsical, flowing patterns. Some people are more drawn to stripes and geometric patterns, and so find something that represents patterns that you'd like to see in your home. And then every living room is going to need seating. So if a living room is something you're working on, pay attention to the kinds of seating you like. House is a great place to start for style ideas, but it's also one of the pieces I always encourage people to actually go sit on your furniture before you buy it. Nobody wants to buy a sofa that looks beautiful and doesn't feel comfortable. So pay attention to, do you like tufting on your sofa? Do you like a firm cushion? Do you like feather cushions, something softer? So just pay attention to those things when you're looking. And then lighting is one of my favorite ways to change up a space. A lot of homes are stuck with your builder grade light fixtures, and they're all over the house and they all match. So I love to change those up and add a little sparkle to the room with something a little different. So that's another thing you should start browsing for is, are you into like big ornate chandeliers or more contemporary light fixtures? What's the finish of the light fixture? Is it brushed nickel? Is it chrome? Is it gold or brass? Which those are the one things that I like to keep consistent throughout the house is your finishes. If you've already got stainless steel appliances and silver handles, you want to keep that consistent throughout the rest of the house. That's the one thing. It's nice to mix and match things, just not your finishes.
Seminar on emerging solar technologies. Please come join us.
One of the other things I find, no matter how big your house is, who's got storage issues? Who could use more storage, right? I think all of us are always looking for new ways to find storage in our homes. So that's one of the things you can pay attention to is how can you and where can you in your home have storage that's hidden. So we've all got things, we just don't need to look at all those things. So let's find some creative ways to store our stuff and not have to look at it. Art is something I find that's very personal that I always try and pinpoint people on, is what kind of art are you drawn to? What inspires you? Are it things that remind you of the ocean or somewhere that you've traveled to? Do you like black and white photography? Just really try and find something that represents something that really speaks to you, because you're going to be looking at it every day. And window treatments are things people struggle with a lot, I think. And when you're looking for window treatments, I think you want to first ask yourself, what are your functional requirements for your window treatments? So do you need, if it's in a bedroom, you probably want blackout shades so you're not letting any of the light through. And if you have a view of an ocean, you don't want to block that, but you want to protect the glare, so you might want to consider solar screens, because they'll prevent glare from coming in, but you'll still get your view. And one of the tips I always give people is how high to hang your window treatments. Who thinks that it's right to hang your window treatments right over the window? No, you're not going to admit it. But what I always tell everybody is you should hang your window treatments 3 inches from the ceiling, and you should hang your rod at least a foot outside of the window so that when your window treatments are open, they're stacked on the side of the window and you're not blocking your view. And by raising them up and being closer to the ceiling, you're going to raise your eye up and your ceiling height is going to appear higher. So just one little trick to take home. And one of the other things you want to pay attention to in your idea book is wood tones that feel good to you. Some people are really drawn to the really deep, rich wood tones, and other people are more drawn to the lighter wood tones. So just find something that represents what you'd like to see in your home. That could be either represented in furniture or wood floors if you're looking to replace wood floors. And then just try to search really hard for that one picture that you think best describes your dream home, but really it's going to be a combination of the things that you've developed in your idea book. So does anybody have any questions on house.com or finding inspiration? Okay, I just go home tonight and play around with that. I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. The next step's digging a little bit deeper. So we want to get, now that we've got this beautiful dream home and found all these beautiful images, we need to try and think about the functionality of the home and how are we going to make this home not only look good, but work good and work well for us. So step 2 in your pamphlet is it's actually the survey that I go through with all of my clients. So if that's something you want to kind of go through as an exercise for yourself, I think it kind of digs deep and kind of asks the right questions to get you thinking about what are your priorities and how can we kind of narrow down like all the bazillion options that are out there in the world and really kind of focus in. So the first thing I like to ask people is, how would you describe your home? So how would you describe your home? Stephen Boykin.
Organized but very eclectic.
Organized but eclectic? Eclectic? Who else? Obi, how would you describe your home? Boring. Boring? Need some life in there. So yeah, I mean, these are some of the things that I put in there because what people have told me in the past is that it feels cluttered, it doesn't feel cohesive, it's missing that wow factor, or it's just a mishmash of hand-me-down furniture that you guys have collected over the years. So whatever it is, just kind of jot that down, and so you can kind of start to realize what it is that bothers you the most about your home. And then we want to step back and take a look and describe your dream home. So what would your dream home feel like if you were to walk through the door? What are you actually feeling? Does it feel warm? Does it feel bright, airy, fun, clean, modern? Just find those words that kind of describe what it is you think your dream home would feel like. And then to help you prioritize, I think tackling a whole house at one time can be really challenging, but if we really focus in on the top 3 rooms that bother you the most, what are those rooms? And usually it's the rooms you spend the most time in, your family room, your dining room, your kitchen, or sometimes your master bedroom. So where do you want to focus? If you could see just 3 rooms changed, what would those 3 rooms be? And then go ahead and list the 3 things in those rooms that frustrate you the most. Like, what is it about that room that you really want changed? Is it because the sofa's uncomfortable, or you hate the color on the walls, or your bedding is old, or the lighting is driving you crazy? Whatever it is, just the top 3 things. If you could only change 3 things in the room, what would those be? And then I like to pay attention to the things that are important to you. So if you're into eco-friendly, if price is your #1 concern, or durability, maintenance, warranties, if you have allergies, you'll want to consider the things that you're selecting for the room. And any questions on step 2? No? Okay. So step 3 is taking action. So any step forward is a step in the right direction, right? So we've probably been living in our homes the way they are. I think once you move in, you get really excited about making changes and doing things. And then after a while, you just kind of get comfortable with the way things are, and you're not as excited and inspired to do anything. So just to give you a little step in the right direction, if you're doing this yourself, this is the process that I use, and before you do anything, you kind of need to gather your tools. This is one of my favorite tools. My dad actually bought me for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's a laser tape measure, so it makes measuring your room really, really easy. I use the Black & Decker version. You can pick it up at Home Depot for like $90. It's worth every penny. And then you want to sketch a floor plan, and people have come to me with all kinds of floor plans on graph paper with little cutout pieces of furniture, all to scale. So whatever works for you. I really think this is one step that people skip all the time. That is the most important step. If you're going to be shopping for furniture, you need to know what size furniture you're shopping for, because that's a really expensive mistake when you buy the wrong size sofa. So it pays to really take the time to sketch out a floor plan to scale, so we know that when we're buying furniture, it's the right size. And then I love to find ways to reuse things. So I like to take an assessment of everything that's in the home. What are some sentimental pieces to you? And what can you reuse? And what could you possibly give some new life to? So this is just one example of how an old chair that was on its way to Salvation Army was refurbished just with paint and a fun new fabric. So there are ways to reuse some of the things you have, and not everything has to be purchased new. And you know, sometimes it might not be a whole lot less to redo a chair like that, but at least it's, you know, you're keeping something of sentimental value and you're getting a very original piece that you're not going to find everywhere else around the corner at World Market or Pottery Barn. And so once you have your floor plan sketched out, then you can kind of start plugging in some of the pieces to scale that you want to reuse and seeing how you can work those into the space, and then determining what other pieces are missing from the room and how that fits in. So that can be a little challenging. There's a lot of applications out there that you can actually download on your phone. So I'd look for Room Planner is one of them. Magic Plan. I don't actually use them, but I've played around with them. So that's some of them, and even IKEA has their own room planner. So if you're techie and whatnot, they're pretty easy to use. So that's one way. It's a lot easier to move your furniture on paper than it is in real life. So play around with that. And then budgeting is something I find people kind of have a hard time with, and I always ask them, well, what is your budget? Like, what if you were going to get all of this done in 3 months and have your dream home? What would you think that that's worth to you? Like, what would you want to spend on that? And it doesn't matter what the number is. It can be $1,000. It could be $10,000. But whatever that number is, it's important to define it in the beginning so that we're creating an actionable plan that you can actually follow through on. So I say 2 to 3 months is a good window of opportunity to get your phase 1 project done. And then you might say, well, I want to change my kitchen. I hate my kitchen, but you don't have the money to do it right now. Well, that would go into phase 2 budget. So let's just focus in on the 2 to 3 month plan. What can we get done immediately to make this space feel better? So, and then I like to, after you've done your space plan, you can go through and make a list of everything in your space that you need to incorporate, and then just do a quick search online and kind of get an average price for what those things cost. So you can plug that in, tally things up, and then really start to see where you maybe need to save some money, or how you can best use the money to make the biggest bang for your buck. So once you have your space plan and you have your budget, then you can go start shopping, and it's really narrowed down what you're looking for. So you've kind of defined your style and house, you kind of know the style of furniture you're looking for, you know the size that you're looking for, and now you know your budget for that piece of furniture. And you might find something you absolutely love that's a couple $100s over budget, but you know you can take that out somewhere else. So this is just one example how not measuring your space can be a really expensive mistake. This was a client of mine who moved into the house, bought all the furniture that was in it, and it drove her crazy because they bought the bed. There was only like a ½ inch in between the nightstands and the headboard, and then the sconces were directly behind the headboard. It was a complete mess. So, you know, just like with a new bed, and we didn't even have to move electrical. We just got sconces that could be moved over to the side so they weren't right behind the headboard. And one of the things I like to start with is finding an inspiration piece. Everybody always wants to know, what color do I paint my walls? That's the first question people always ask me. But I actually tell people it's the last thing I select, because after everything in the room has been selected, it's really easy to find a paint color that works with everything else in the room. So, and I usually pull my paint colors from that inspiration piece. And that inspiration piece for me is usually a rug, a piece of art, or a fabric. A fabric with multiple colors in it that I can work with. And the paint color is usually one of the smaller colors in the fabric or the piece of art that just kind of ties everything together. And then you can pull your accent colors from the piece of art that's there as well. And then shopping for window treatments. Who has vertical blinds in their house? Okay, take them out. That's the first thing I like to get rid of. Even if they're over a sliding door, there's much better options than vertical blinds. For instance, you can't really see them very well in that last picture, but they were there. And this is what you're able to do when you invest a little bit more in window treatments. And custom window treatments are great. They can really help pull the entire room together because you can play around with different designs and pull all your colors in from the other fabrics that are in your room. But there's a lot of cost-effective alternatives too. So you can buy store-bought curtains. We use Bed Bath & Beyond a lot for our store-bought curtains. But the key there is to make sure you're getting long enough curtains and hem them if you have to, or use adhesive tape. But make sure they're, like I said, about 3 inches from the ceiling. It's going to make a really big difference. And then don't ever order curtains like rod pocket curtains. They don't function and they don't look right. So I always go with grommets or rings. And you can kind of create a custom look by using the rings with the clips and creating your own pleats, because you want to have as much fabric on your window treatments as possible. So Bed Bath & Beyond is great. They even opened a window consulting section in their store, so I'd check them out. And lighting is another way that can really enhance your room. I talked about this a little bit already, but choosing the right light fixtures can really brighten up the space. This client wanted to add a little more elegance to the room. So you could see those other light fixtures were really heavy and dark and masculine, and it was lacking a touch of elegance. And with these new light fixtures, these we actually bought at Restoration Hardware, but and then this one, for example, was a really long dining table, and it had just a stock fixture over it. It was such a long dining table, we put 2 chandeliers over there to make a statement. And who's remodeling their bathroom this year? Anybody? No big projects? Yeah, maybe? Okay. There's a lot of decisions to make in the bathroom, right? It's kind of intimidating, right? Okay. Well, there's a lot of things to do. Like, the first thing I do is assess and see if I can use the footprints that's there and if I can reuse the boxes that are there. Because a lot of times if we're on a budget, we will either refinish or paint the cabinets that are already there. And we use a semi-gloss white a lot of times, or a dark espresso brown, which can give you, the impression of wood. And then adding new hardware to the cabinets can make a big difference too. This is just, if you have it in budget to redo it, there's a lot you can do. This was actually a project that had 7 bathrooms in the house, and the client came to me after and said, "I'm so glad I hired you, because I think I would have had every single bathroom in the house all exactly the same," which would have been a lost opportunity, and it didn't cost any more money to have style and unique finishes and things. And so you're really going to be educated along the way when you're getting other bids, and you're going to see your range of pricing for your project. So really, you're going to feel more comfortable and more confident when you hire your contractor. I guess you can, I direct people to Angie's List, Service Magic, and anywhere but Craigslist. I've never had good luck on Craigslist. So Yelp is another good place, or Thumbtack. And then selecting your paint colors, which is the challenge that everybody faces, and you've probably painted your walls multiple times trying to get the right color, right? So there's a lot you can do with paint. We like to get kind of creative with paint. I love dry erase paint, chalkboard paint, doing stripes on walls. There's a lot you can do and get creative with on paint. So that's just a playroom that we did. It's great for offices. And then any little niches or cutouts you have, you should see that as an opportunity to really make a statement and make your room pop and add dimension. This is a Pooch Hotel we did. We even do big paw print stencils. There's just infinite ways you can use paint. It's my best friend. So we've got inspiration, evaluation, and action. So, and if you guys are looking for more help, if you don't think that was enough to get you started and headed in the right direction, you can remember Darcy at Simply Stunning Spaces. We're full of lots of ideas, and our niche in the interior design world has been our product, Design in a Box, which is a do-it-yourself work kit for homeowners. It's more or less a paint-by-numbers kit. So you can actually see a 3D rendering of your room, exactly what it would look like, and then you get a little do-it-yourself paint-by-numbers workbook that has your floor plan, all of your information on exactly where to buy everything, what size sofa, what color fabric, every little detail you're going to need to make your dream home a reality. So that's our product there, and then that's kind of how we work together with you. We're kind of bridging the gap between hiring an interior designer to do it all for you and then you trying to figure it out on your own. We kind of work together where we do the design and you implement the design, and then of course we do offer full turnkey design services as well. So if you need any more help, if you have any questions, does anybody have any questions? Hi everyone, well, what did you think? Are you excited and inspired and ready to like take action and start transforming your home into your dream home? Or do you still have questions? A lot of people when the workshop was over still had some questions to ask, and you know, they were specific to their home, and you know, just there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that go into decorating your home, and you know, it's easy to kind of tell you what to do, but sometimes it also helps to have somebody actually tell you exactly what to do and exactly step-by-step instructions on what you're going to need and what size sofa to buy and what kind of window treatments and all those little pieces of the puzzle. So, you know, I've been doing this for a while, and where my heart has really fell is in helping homeowners who, you know, not everybody can afford a designer. Let's face it, it's a luxury thing, and it's, you know, in the past it's really been just for, you know, the $1 million homes. And so what I'm trying to do and why I'm here is to really help just the average homeowner have a home they truly love. I really believe that everyone deserves that, and so I've put a couple different products out there so that I can help you do that. It just depends on how much direction you need, how much guidance, and how much you're willing to do on your own. So I've got some more details on that, all the different things that I offer. So just go ahead and click that little link below and you can find out more about the other ways that I can help you. So I look forward to staying connected with you, and just reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. You can visit me on my website or call me direct at 888-998-STUNNING.